Hamas leaders call for an immediate cease to the war in Gaza after Donald Trump gets nominated. Okay, so as he's the president-elect to be, Hamas calls for immediate end to war after Trump election. This is fascinating, to say the least. The timing of this is just odd.
Yeah.
Okay, now, I'm not saying that they're fans or that they're haters or that this means anything.
But does
the
Trump
timing
hold the
is
power?
weird. Yeah.
Does he hold the, what everyone says, oh, he's more intimidating, so people will be more in line. That's kind of probably what the narrative is being spread with this.
Yeah. A senior Hamas official has called for an immediate end to Israel's war against a group in the Gaza Strip and a plan to achieve Palestinian statehood in remarks shared with Newsweek in the wake of former President Donald Trump's election victory. Okay, now. Y'all need to slow your roll with this whole Palestinian statehood in light of what just happened. You let that breathe for a minute. Okay. Now, I would love for Palestinians and Israelis to coexist. I think a two-state solution could work. But you might want to let that breathe for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you might not want to go in for that ask, Yeah. You might want to slow your roll.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like meeting Joe Rogan and in the first conversation asking to go on his podcast.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a second. Okay?
Slow down.
Slow down.
Have a steak first.
Have a steak.
Yeah.
Get to know him. Let's end the war before you go in to ask for statehood. Mm-hmm. You're asking for a lot. All right. Yeah. The election of this, so this is directly from Hamas. The election of Trump as the 47th president of the United States is a private matter for the Americans. Hamas Political Bureau member and spokesperson Basim Naim told Newsweek. But Palestinians look forward to an immediate cessation of the aggression against our people, especially in Gaza, and look for assistance in achieving their legitimate rights of freedom, independence, and the establishment of their independent, self-sovereign state with Jerusalem as its capital. Okay, now again with the request. You might want to slow down with the request. You want Jerusalem as your capital, dog? You want Jerusalem as your capital, dog? I'm excited to bring to you guys our first ever Bless God Summit happening March 27th, 28th, 29th in Southern California. The Beat's very own Alan Parr and Jen Parr, my guy John McCrae from the What Do You Meme YouTube channel, Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell, Live Actions, Lila Rose, Trizzle Fitness, my pastor Jeff and his wife Erin Moores, as well as live performances from America's Got Talent winner Dustin Savella, Ryan Horton leading worship, Dirt Poor Robbins, and a special concert from John Keith and Miles Minnick. And listen, the goal of this conference is so that we can be the solution to all this craziness as we're coming out of a very tumultuous 2024. About a year ago, we did a 3-hour event where we brought in some of the same speakers, and here's some of the feedback from the people that attended that event.
One of the things that stood out to me was how you need to be secure in the Word of God and how reliable it is.
Making sure that God is in my personal ambition.
If you're somebody who is on the edge or on the fence of wondering if you should jump in or not, jump in.
Health of my body is connected to my spiritual health, and that I need to take care of it.
Be prepared to bring your notebook and be prepared to be reminded that you are made for more.
Go to blessgodsummit.com now to get your tickets, to apply for a scholarship, to sponsor someone going that needs to be there. And I can't wait to see you guys, hang out with you guys in person, March 27th, 28th, 29th, here, beautiful North County, San Diego, Carlsbad, California.
They're like,
the United States Embassy is in Jerusalem. That was one of the things Trump did, is he moved it from, Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
And we're excited to take back our homeland of Israel.
Yeah.
And from the land to the sea.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what? Yeah. How'd you sneak all that in there?
The blind support for the Zionist entity Israel and its fascist government at the interesting. The word fascist pops up again.
Oh, look at that.
It's interesting that when people don't like you, they just call you a fascist now.
Yeah, it works.
That's like the 2020 version of racist.
That's great. Yeah, that's true.
You're fascist. The racists stop hitting, so we just go call everybody fascist.
The fascist doesn't work as well though, because it's like harder to define.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, where everyone's like, wait, is fascist a good thing or a bad thing? There's like that's still a decent portion of the population that has no clue.
Oh, man. The blind support for the Zionist entity Israel and its fascist government at the expense of future people and the security and stability of the regime must stop immediately. When previously in office, Trump forged a relationship with Israel. So, yeah, they're close, but Trump, it goes on to say, has also expressed criticism for Netanyahu's wartime leadership and has called for a timely end to the conflict. Wasn't it Trump that said he'll have this wrapped up before he takes office?
That's fire.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, this is a good sign. Like they're at least willing. They're at least willing to stop. Right. Reached reached for comment. An Israeli official told Newsweek that maintaining and building upon the special relationship between the U.S. and Israel has been a bipartisan feature of American politics since the founding of the Jewish state. We have no doubt that this will continue in the case. Okay, now check this out. I didn't know this picture. Look, the picture of Trump right after assassinated. I want to say that's that's not in the Gaza Strip. I've driven through here before. That's in the West Bank, Judea, the Bethlehem. Like I've been here before. So they threw it, and they didn't like smear his face out. You know, someone drew that and they left it up, and you know, they got the blood on his cheek.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is gonna be a bad take.
Uh-oh. At least you know it.
There's something to say about parts of the world that aren't Western, and this is not necessarily a good thing, but that like respect dominance and power.
For sure.
And so we might be like, he's kind of unhinged. He's crazy. He has the red button.
Toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity. And they're like, this is the type of guy we respect.
Yeah.
Like, in the war, please.
Yeah.
Because he's a little unhinged.
Yeah.
And he got the finger near the red button.
Yeah. And when he shakes your hand, he's going to pull you in.
Yeah, and he's gonna pull you in when he So this is one of those things that I think like they think like how we think.
No. Yeah.
And they don't think the way we think, and they know how we think, and they think very different.
Yeah.
So these folks are like, yeah, we might want to chill.
Mm-hmm.
We might want to chill out.
Yeah.
Because
Like,
the tune is a power.
A guy that isn't as afraid to kind of show his dominance is now going to be in charge of the most dominant country in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah. And the people that are, and he's going to be behind the weapons that are being used to fight against us.
Yeah.
We might need to behave. Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's like
they always say the United States is like the world police, but when Trump's in office, it's kind of like the world's dad. It's just kind of like, oh, dad's home.
Authoritarian dad.
Yeah, dad's home. Listen to mom. You know, we got to listen to mom now because dad's home.
Yeah. So I think if this works out, I mean, props to him if he could get this settled. He claimed that he was going to get this settled. But, you know, we'll see. I know they definitely, neither side respected Biden. We know that at this point. Neither side respected Biden. Bibi kept telling him one thing and doing the opposite thing, going beyond his back. You know, attacking Iran when he was told not to attack Iran. They did not respect Biden.
He is like fish. He will forget in morning. you know, that's definitely something that's being said behind the scenes.
So where does this get us? I think, and Benjamin Netanyahu congratulated him. So both sides are like trying to appeal to him, you know, as the new leader. And I wonder if they say Trump's the deal maker. They say before he's a politician. They say before he is someone that is trying to be an ideologue, meaning that he definitely has Zionist tendencies. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
But before he's a Zionist, he's a deal maker. He's a businessman. He's trying, and he's thinking legacy. He's thinking like, ooh, what are people going to remember? I want to be on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, he definitely wants to be on Mount Rushmore.
What does they add me to Mount Rushmore?
You know what he's going to do? He's going to personally fund to get that Native American one that was next to Mount Rushmore, but hijack and get his face on it.
Him, J.D. Vance.
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
So I think if you think about that, you know, it's possible. I mean, listen, people can hate on him all you want. The Abraham Accords were a big deal. And if he can get that back on track, you might literally see trade between Israel and its neighbors, which would be massive for that region. That would be huge for that region. Yeah. If he could pull that off, that would be good.
As I get older, I see this is the stupidest take ever, the most Gen Z take ever. As I get older, I see the value in not having war all over the place.
Now you see the value?
Yeah, just as you get older, you're like, oh, this is kind of bad and it kind of affects a lot of things. And so it's like, yeah. Even if it's just another 4 years of like, so when you look back at his last thing, you're like, oh, there wasn't any war, and people are like, well, it's like there wasn't war. So if he could pull that off again, like regardless of whether tariffs or no tariffs, income tax or no income tax, cost of energy being cut 50% in the first year or not, it's like, oh, if we just kind of net positive, like or net neutral, like no war, that's gonna be actually net positive.
Yeah, totally agree. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And be sure to check out this video that YouTube is recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.